Hi, you got a second? Okay. Remember when we were younger and used to run around with the Justice Society and fight crime? And then one day I was like, oh, hey, the Lords of Order told me I have to join Brainiac and try to kill you. Can we talk about that? Great. Because that was kind of abrupt. I just got up and tried to kill all of you. And that was really challenging, by the way. But that was great because you all eventually fought me off and helped me come to my senses. And just look at you and all you've done. And some of it's been kind of hard, you know? Oh, I know you know. But I want you to know I couldn't have done all that without your help. I guess I just want to say after all these years, I never forgot you, ever. And I'm super glad we're still friends.
Yeah, no. Welcome to 5 Points of Articulation, where I review action figures and then articulate 5 points to help you decide if you want to add that figure to your collection. The 5 points I discuss are packaging, presentation, posability, playability, and price. I'm Jason, and if you enjoy my content, please like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube rigmarole. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Injustice 2 Dr. Fate. Starting off with the packaging, and I'm sure that the first thing you'll notice is that my box is damaged. On the plus side, the kind folks over at GameStop decided to give me a pretty nice discount on them, so I'm not complaining. Otherwise, nothing really to report except for a pretty cool product shot on the back. And of course, here's the barcode for those who want it. For packaging, I'm giving Dr. Fate 1 whole point. Kent Nelson is an archaeologist who wears the helm of Naboo. Really nice sculpt on that. I appreciate the eyes underneath, and also his ears. Fabulous job on the amulet of Anubis. I really love all the texturing on the skirt piece. The Injustice design has a lot more textures and layers than we're used to seeing for Dr. Fate, but I really like it. Unfortunately, once I started fussing with the legs, this happened. It does, however, give us a good opportunity to check out his pants. Once again, we have the McFarlane wrist balls. I think I've been pretty clear about how much I hate these, but this time they are particularly bad. Also, while we're down here, I figured I'd point out that Dr. Fate comes with a gun-holding hand for some reason.
Oh, I assure you, there's a reason.
Flipping them around, we get a much better look at the cape. I don't like the color, but I can't argue at this incredible amount of detail. You just see all that stitch work and all the texturing. It really does look like it could be actual fabric. Some more unks on his knee pads. And as egregious as the wrist balls are, the ankles are pretty well covered by these shin guards. There's a lot to like about this figure, but those glaring wrist joints, and more importantly, the skirt just falling apart the second I removed it from the box, really sets it back. Even so, for presentation, I'm giving Dr. Fate 1 whole point. Moving on to posability, and Dr. Fate's head is on a dumbbell joint. He can't look up because of his helmet, but he can look down just fine. Great amount of tilt, and all the way around. Swivel hinge shoulders come up that far. The shoulder pauldrons are nice and soft and don't get in the way. Bit of forward and back thanks to the McFarlane rotator cuff. He has a bicep swivel, but it is a little bit on the stiff side. Double jointed elbows, and well, you know. Instead of a diaphragm joint, his torso is cast in a soft rubbery plastic, so the articulation is underneath. His waist doesn't swivel, but it does twist side to side, and the less said about the hips, the better. In between takes, I actually did super glue this side down, and now I'm gonna have to do this one. The legs do, however, get a fair amount of twist. Of course, they have nice crunchy double knees, and the patented McFarlane ankle ball. The only thing worse than lack of articulation is articulation that you can't use. For posability, I'm giving Dr. Fate 1/2 point. Moving on to playability, Dr. Fate comes with this flight stand, and that's it. Considering the Batman Beyond came with a flight stand, a batarang, an extra pair of hands, and rocket boosters, this seems kinda cheap. He at least should have come with a magical energy effect, but if you happen to have any laying around from any other figures, you could definitely use them here. Or hey, considering it comes with a trigger hand, at least maybe give him a gun. It's not from the game, but it's better than nothing. But playability is more than just accessories, it's also about how well your figure plays with others. Here's how he scales with some DC Essentials.
You've crossed the emotional spectrum.
Are you a Green Lantern fan?
Sometimes, sometimes not.
For a female character comparison, here he is with Catwoman, Zatanna, Cheetah, and Supergirl. Catwoman is from the Greg Capullo designer series, Zatanna is from the New 52, and Cheetah and Supergirl are from DC Essentials. And speaking of female characters, here he is with a collection of Wonder Woman figures. We have Dark Knight's Death Metal, DC Icons, DC Essentials, Last Night on Earth, and Wonder Woman 1984. And because of the Last Night on Earth Chase variant, I'm sure some of you are curious to see if you can do a head swap, so here you go. Oh, is this not the one you wanted? Alright, here you go. Unfortunately, the neck is a little bit short, so the head can't plug in without mushing the helmet. But if you're willing to leave it loose or use some sticky tack, I think it'll work just fine. For a Harley Quinn comparison, we have DC Essentials, Arkham Asylum by DC Direct, and Arkham City by NECA and Mattel. For a comparison to the only other Injustice 2 figure I have, here's Dr. Fate with Gorilla Grodd. For a Batman comparison, here he is with Arkham Asylum by DC Direct, DC Essentials, a Comic-Con exclusive Batman by DC Direct, and a Secret Files Unmasked Batman also by DC Direct. Thanks for coming back.
You speak with Naboo, not Kent Nelson.
Did you say Naboo? And of course, we've got to have a Superman comparison. Stay away from my cousin.
Our quarrel is yet to come.
No, seriously, she's like 16. Oh. From the left, we have a New 52 Superman by DC Collectibles, Henry Cavill by McFarlane Toys, DC Essentials, and Action Comic 1000, also by McFarlane Toys. Seeing these two in particular really makes me think that this design would translate really well to film. And on that subject, here he is alongside Cyborg, Aquaman, and the Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
You used to stand for hope, but now I'm sorry, I can't take you seriously with that mustache.
Mamma mia! I'm in the wrong video game! For a relative size comparison, here he is alongside Pizza Spidey by Marvel Legends and Spectacular Spider-Man by Marvel Select. And lastly, here he is with Stealth Iron Man. As long as you don't mind that he's a little bit more stylized in the comic book version, you can definitely slip him into a few different collections, but the lack of accessories is really holding him back. For playability, I'm giving Dr. Fate half a point. This leaves us with nothing left to discuss but the price. Depending on where you get him, Dr. Fate will set you back between $20 to $25, and honestly, I don't know that I think it's worth it. Don't get me wrong, it's a nice looking figure. I love the sculpt and all the intricate Egyptian details, but between the wrists, an awkward trigger hand and no accessories to put in it, and a skirt that not only limits articulation, but also rips when you try to use it, I need to thank my lucky stars that I got this for a discount. For price, I'm giving Dr. Fate half a point for a grand total of... I hope you enjoyed this look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Injustice 2 Dr. Fate. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, do me a favor and give it a like. While you're down there, let me know in the comments which other characters from Injustice 2 you'd like to see McFarlane do. Personally, I'd love to see a McFarlane version of Brainiac. I'll be back again real soon, but until then, play nice and have fun.